All right, hey, shalom, shalom. Hey, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. All right, double honors to the apostles, elders at Great Millstone, shalom to Akim, pushing the work in truth and in sincerity. All right, of course, we bring forth the testimony of our Lord Yahweh Shai. That testimony is the spirit of prophecy, prophecy meaning to say before. All right, and we are the watchmen to bring you the news, the things you need or should know. All right, as the day approaches, that day is, the day of trouble, or Jacob's trouble. All right, the hour of temptation, things that the scriptures go into, that we go into all the time concerning these end times. All right, and of course, everyone, needs to gear up and prepare themselves for what's to come. All right, because most people downplay it. All right, and we make sure we scream loud. All right, as a dog would warn of or a watchman would warn of an encroaching danger. All right, because Esau, right, so-called white man, all right, is gearing up to expand control, all right, and heap unto himself all people, to bring in this dystopian oppressive system that's pretty much going to control every facet of society, every resource. All right, and they want to pretty much control the people through these systems that they're setting up, these devices. And mainly, a device is an ideal, and their idea, all right, for the world, all right, the future world that they want, all right, is to enslave humanity, and mainly, pretty much have their version of the kingdom of heaven on earth. And well, the Lord promised us that he was going to establish his kingdom, his everlasting kingdom on earth. And of course, we know Esau wants to kind of phase that out. Not kind of, he wants to phase that out. And he's doing that through the systems that he's setting up. And this is another ploy for him to heap unto himself all people. All right. And of course, you can look this information up yourself. All right, because it's quite clear what he wants to do. All right. So here, OpenAI's biometric iris scanning, called the Orb, launches in 6 U.S. cities for digital identity. All right, and this is one of the things that they want. All right, and this will help them expand their control, because they want to play God. They want to be all-knowing and all-seeing, and they're going to do that through the systems that they set up, or these devices that they set up to surveil. Okay, because again, they want to, it's a term they use, sadism. All right, sadism or sadism. All right, SADISM. All right, because they get a rush out of oppression. They get pleasure from people's sufferings. Okay, and this is just another step closer in the direction that he wants to go. So Salaki, without further ado, it says OpenAI's biometric iris scanning, called the Orb, launches in 6 U.S. cities for digital identity. This is in a bold move to combat the rise of AI-driven fraud. All right, World ID, a project backed by OpenAI CEO Sam Altman. All right, when you look that guy up, he does a lot of his talking points is dealing with UBI, universal basic income, and now he's talking about universal basic computing. So look that guy up, and he'll pretty much let you know what's on the agenda, all right, for the elite. okay, in their, you know, in their task to take over the world, all right, and enslave humanity, okay. And these are, we are at the beginning stages of them, being able to, set these systems up to lock you into that world, all right, the ideal world that they want to, set forth, all right. So it says he has launched, has launched its iris scanning technology in 6 U.S. cities: Atlanta, Austin, Los Angeles, Miami, Nashville, and San Francisco. All right. It says this innovative system, which uses a device called the Orb to verify human identity. All right, and that's going to be a big thing in the future, because essentially everything is going to be online. And if you're going to have to verify, basically thrive in a world where everything's going to be online. In order to get certain resources, you're going to have to be online. In order to look up certain information, you're going to have to be online. All right. In order, yeah, I said resources to buy and sell, you're going to have to be online. Okay. And this is the world that Esau is creating. Okay. Because we're headed into what they call the 4th Industrial Revolution, where everything is pretty much digitized. Everything. Okay. People are living their lives online as we speak through what they call Meta. All right. They're taking you from reality, and you can live in a virtual reality. All right. Online. Okay. All right. And they're going to make it so everything outside of that reality it won't exist. Okay. As we know it. Okay. We can go to a farmer's market. We can go certain places in the world, and live autonomously and enjoy freedom. Well, the conditions on the earth are going to change. And let me tell you, they're generating the conditions on the earth to change. All right. In short. Okay. So this aims to distinguish real people from AI bots. All right. In an increasingly digital world. However, the technology's arrival has sparked both excitement and concern, with privacy advocates raising red flags about the security of sensitive biometric data. Okay, because soon there won't be no privacy. All right. And this is what Esau, the new world that he's creating entails that, well, everybody has to be surveilled. They got to know what everybody's doing, what everybody is saying. All right. And they'll be able to, rule and have authority over that. All right. So it says, and this is a way, this whole orb thing, all right, verifying and, scanning your biometrics, measuring your biology. All right. This is how they're, making a step closer to that, or taking a step closer to that. It says, however, the technology's arrival has sparked both excitement and, so I read that, Slakia. It says, at the heart of the world ID is the orb. All right. Because everybody's going to have to have a world ID. All right. Which would make you a citizen of the world. Okay. It's just how things are going to be ran. Okay. This is a sleek spherical scanner that captures a person's unique iris pattern to generate an iris code. Okay, according to Fox News, this code is stored on a blockchain-based platform. All right. So if you don't know what a blockchain is, this is what we're gonna do, Salakia. All right. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT what it means. All right. And hopefully they can break it down in its simplest form. So it says, IX blockchain-based platform for dummies. What is a blockchain-based platform? A blockchain-based platform is a digital system that uses blockchain technology to securely record, store, and manage data, all right, without needing a central authority like a bank or company. Imagine a digital notebook, all right? That's the blockchain, where everyone has a copy. Every page, called a block, has a list of records like transactions, okay? Once a page is full, it's sealed and linked to the previous one like a chain. So it's another way they can record and store data, easily, okay? So one page is full, it's sealed and linked to the previous one like a chain. So no one can change a page once it's written. Everyone would notice. All right, so no forgery, no fraud. Those records are permanent and sealed. Okay, that's a blockchain. All right, so what's a blockchain-based platform? Okay, so it's a system or app built on that blockchain notebook. For example, you got the platform, Bitcoin, Ethereum, OpenSea, Uniswap, and those are digital currencies, by the way. So it says what it does: lets people send, receive digital money, lets developers make apps like games or contracts, buys, sells NFTs, digital art, collectibles, swap one crypto for another. All right, so you got the different blockchains. Okay, so here, key features: decentralized, no one owns it, not a company or government, transparent, everyone can see what's happening, secure, hard to hack or change, smart contracts, programs that run automatically when conditions are met. All right, so I'll finish it out. It says real world example, super simple. Let's say you build a ticket system on a blockchain. You sell concert tickets as NFTs, unique digital tokens. All right, people buy them with cryptocurrency. No one can fake, double sell, or lose tickets. Everyone is open and tracked on the blockchain. Why do people use it? Cut out the middleman like banks or platforms, global access, more control and security, transparency, and trust. And so they want to put your information, your bio data, right, or biometric data on a blockchain. Okay, so where nobody can hack it, they can seal it. All right, and everything's good to go, right? So according to Fox News, this code is stored on a blockchain-based platform, ensuring secure and anonymous identity verification without storing personal details. Once scanned, users receive a world ID, all right, which can be used for authentication on platforms like Reddit, Telegram, and Shopify. As an incentive, participants are rewarded with $40 worth of world cryptocurrency, right, which can be spent, exchanged, or shared with other world ID holders. All right, and see what's actually happening is, okay, they're locking you into this B system, okay, because all they need is, that data, that biometric data, to make you a part of this system. Now you can trade, you can do all of these things, and it's significant because it's a step closer to that Revelations 13, 15, 16. So you speak, and this is going to be the main thing that's going on in the very near future. It's already happening. All right, people are being verified online, and if you if you pretty much if you go against it, if you're not for it, then mainly all the resources are going to be on this, these different platforms that they're setting up. Okay, it says, and this is another way for him to heap up unto himself all people, and have people ready for, when that the global reset does happen, where they, when they get rid of the currency, all right, the paper dollar, the physical aspect of it, they'll have you ready to go, when they reset this thing. Okay, it says the technology is designed to address the growing challenge of distinguishing humans from AI bots online, and that's the ploy. All right, because they have to gather unto themselves all people, and how they're going to do that. This is one way they are doing it. All right, it says with the rise of sophisticated AI tools verifying proof of personhood, and in the near future, everybody is going to have to verify their personhood. Okay, or else you won't be able to access certain things. All right, it says has become critical for secure online interactions. This is World ID's blockchain integration promises enhanced security. All right, allowing users to authenticate their identity across multiple platforms without compromising personal information. World ID's U.S. rollout marks a significant step in its mission to create a global identity verification network. All right. So Salaka, let me read it again. World ID's U.S. rollout marks a significant step in its mission to create a global identity verification network. And that's a big red flag, because this is what the Beast system is running on. Okay. This is the company plans to deploy 7,500 orb devices across the U.S. by the end of 2025, targeting an ambitious 180 million users globally. The project has already scanned the irises of 12 million people, with its user base nearly doubling to 26 million, all right, in the past 6 months alone. Partnership with major companies like Visa, right, another red flag, okay, which issue a world branded, all right, debit card, and Match Group, all right, testing World ID for age verification on Tinder in Japan, signal the project's broader ambitions beyond cryptocurrency. All right, because they want all aspects of society pretty much controlled. All right, and when you put two and two together, it just shows you how they'll be able to pretty much lock everyone into one system. All right, because you're gonna have to verify in the future. Verifying that you're a world citizen is gonna mean everything for living in this world as we know it, their world. Okay, the world that they're creating. Despite its promise, World ID has faced significant backlash over privacy concerns. Critics worry that storing biometric data, even in an anonymized, if I'm saying it correct, form, creates a honeypot for potential surveillance or data breaches. All right. Cybersecurity experts emphasize that biometric data, unlike passwords, is irreversible. Once compromised, it cannot be changed. Now, governments in Spain, Argentina, Kenya, and Hong Kong have either suspended or investigated the project due to concerns over excessive data collection. All right. And again, this is just another ploy, all right, to heap unto himself all people. All right. It says in Spain, for example, the project was temporarily banned in 2024 while Hong Kong regulators ordered World to cease operations entirely, adding to the controversy. Some critics highlight the irony of Sam Altman leading this initiative. Yeah, because he's talking about UBI, and basically UBI, all right, for universal basic income, that goes hand in hand. That will go hand in hand with a social credit system, all right, where they're going to be able to use these different systems to identify you, identify your behavior, or surveil your behavior, and set up a system to where it is rewards and punishments based on your activity in the world, your activity online, and all of that stuff. So this is really is just what Esau is bringing, man. Is definitely, you can see that he's trying to consolidate control. He's trying to expand his control, and he's definitely trying to play God. All right. So as the CEO of OpenAI, Altman's company has contributed to the very AI advancements that World ID seeks to counter. All right. And these people, they work hand in hand. All right. Here, and I think I have the video, man. Yeah, I do. Really quick. Let me see something really quick. Here, I got this really quick, and then I'm going to play that video. It says, this is the orb. It scans your retina for biometric identification. Those who are registered, all right, and prove their unique humanity may be eligible for WorldCoin, a crypto that Sam Altman may offer as a form of currency for UBI distributions. All right, because the reason why UBI is so important, we're going to be living in a world where, again, the fourth industrial revolution, where AI and robots are going to take over many jobs, and we're talking about hundreds of millions of jobs, and people are going to be out of a job. So how are people going to be able to take care of themselves? Well, universal basic income is the solution. Okay. All right. And why is that a problem? Okay, because they'll have, even though they say it's not centralized, they will have central control over how much you receive. All right, what you can buy. Okay, and that whole decarbonization agenda is tied into that as well. And certain things you ain't gonna be able to buy no more. That's wildly convenient for us now. We can buy as much meat as you want. All right, and they want to limit all of that. All right, they want to limit, people from living freely. Okay, because again, it's all about control. So hopefully, this ain't too much, and hopefully it makes sense, through the spirit. But I got a video, so give me a second.
If you're a poor person from a third world country, I have an incredible opportunity for you. You look into this orb so I can harvest immutable biometric data from your eye holes. It doesn't hurt, I promise. In exchange, I give you some of this shiny cryptocurrency that some rich dudes in San Francisco created out of thin air with zero economic effort. It's called WorldCoin, and its goal is to scan 1 billion eyeballs over the next few years to create a global identity platform and payment network. And no, this is
right.
It's the plot of a Black Mirror episode. Zero economic effort. It's called WorldCoin, and its goal is to scan 1 billion eyeballs over the next few years to create a global identity platform and payment network. And no, this isn't the plot of a Black Mirror episode. It's a real project that just raised $115 million and already has over 1 million users. It's
right. I mean, so this is definitely a guise to, heap unto themselves all people. Once they get that data that they need, all right, and if you ain't verified as your personhood online, that can prohibit you from doing accessing a lot of things in the near future. because again, everything is going to go digital, all right? And we've been warning you, you know. Hopefully this makes sense, man. So this is Habakkuk chapter 2 verses 5. Yea, because he transgresseth by wine, which is his philosophy, all right? These ideals, these devices. Okay, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death. Okay, and Esau has that insatiable desire to take over everything, you know. and his appetite can't be satisfied. He needs everybody, and this is just another tool that he can use in doing so. Now, it could be one avenue to get a large portion of the world to, commit to, all right, to being, essentially have your person or your online person pretty much in their database. So it says, and cannot be satisfied, right? But gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. All right, and this is definitely one way he can do that. All right. Okay, so let's go back.
If you're a poor person from a third world country, I have an incredible opportunity for you. You look into this orb so I can harvest immutable biometric data from your eye holes. It doesn't hurt, I promise. In exchange, I give you some of this shiny cryptocurrency that some rich dudes in San Francisco created out of thin air with zero economic effort. It's called WorldCoin, and its goal is to scan 1 billion eyeballs over the next few years to create a global identity platform and payment network. And no, this isn't the plot of a Black Mirror episode. It's a real project that just raised $115 million and already has over 1 million users. It's co-founded by the benevolent AI king Sam Altman and is backed by a bunch of VCs like Andreessen Horowitz, which is behind many other crypto projects like Alchemy, Coinbase, and Solana. And even Sam Bankman-Fried is an early investor. In fact, you may have already seen people wearing these WorldCoin t-shirts, walking around your village, putting these weird balls in people's faces. These are your friendly WorldCoin operators, and every time they scan an eyeball, they get some crypto. It's an ingenious business model. It has all the same Ponzi-nomics of your favorite cryptocurrencies, but is hacking humans to do the actual physical labor of collecting and processing biometric data. The way it works is it takes...
Yeah, because they need the biometric data for their new world order. Okay, they need the biometric data for their new world order. That way, if you're outside, they can gridlock a system. You can be, and if you don't agree with none of this, all right, in the near future, you won't be able to access certain resources. And that's how it's going to be.
A bunch of images of your iris, which, like a fingerprint, is unique to every human, which is then used to verify your personhood, so you can start using WorldCoin for everyday transactions.
Yeah, because the society is going to a digital currency. The fiat currency will be done away with. The physical aspect of it will be done away with. And you're gonna have to use some type of currency to buy things online. That's just where we're going. All right.
The actual images and biometric data itself is deleted from the orb, so there's no reason to worry about your privacy. The technology is actually quite transparent. They explain in great detail how the orb is manufactured, and some of the source code is available on GitHub. Ultimately, it's just a machine that can establish proof of personhood. But why would we need a proof of personhood protocol? Well, the main reason is the rise of artificial intelligence and the need to differentiate between man and machine. When it comes to financial systems, it can protect against Sybil attacks, which is named after a book about a lady with multiple personality disorder, where one person assumes the identity of multiple accounts to game the system.
Yeah, so, I mean, and that's going to be a thing too, right now, somebody can access resources by using your identity. They can use your social security number to do whatever, open a bank account or take out a loan or whatever the case may be. The possibilities are endless. Okay.
Be a problem in crypto, but it's not really an issue in traditional banking. The bigger problem is that AI tools like deepfakes and voice cloning can create digital clones of people from their internet presence, and that's why.
See, and that can be used. The deepfake and all of that stuff can be used against you. All right, and this will be a way to protect you from that. Getting your iris, your biometrics on a blockchain. Okay, which really, this plays right into the image of the beast and the beast system, and them being able to manipulate that data. All right, and well, not just manipulate, but enslave you. Okay. To the point where without being able to prove your personhood, you won't be able to access resources.
It's more important than ever that the people who run these AI companies provide us with a global digital passport to keep us safe from these AI monstrosities that they created. It's not about money, it's all about making the world a better place. The WorldCoin Foundation is the initial steward of the protocol, but is intended to become a public open source network owned by everybody, and it could potentially evolve into a global universal basic income, which we're definitely going to need after GPT-5 takes all our jobs for good. That's
Yeah, because they're already able to automate AI and robots to do simple tasks that humans do on a daily basis, like answer phone calls. Hell, even from fast food restaurants, shipping. All right, they're taking over every aspect of society. Okay, and what are people going to do? Nothing. Well, they're going to have universal basic income, and guess what? Which now that dude Sam Altman is talking about universal basic computing. All right, so being online is going to be, right now it's a open privilege. Everybody is able to do that, but they're, somehow they'll be able to limit the information going out, and somehow you'll have to work for that. The free information that we have now, you're gonna have to work for that in the future, because we're talking about a different world where society is being shut down because of an emergency, much like the 2020. All right, the C-19, the P-demic. Okay, so yeah, man,
sounds awesome, and I can't wait to just hang out all day and play video games, but WorldCoin has a long...
See, and that's what people are going to be doing. People are going to be so absolved with being online. People are already so absolved with being online, all right?
uphill battle ahead of itself. The MIT Technology Review released a scathing article last year that alleged deceptive marketing practices among a variety of other issues. And then you already have a black market emerging in China for iris data to exploit the WorldCoin system. The biggest issue, though, is that people are resistant to look into the orb. The orb is your friend. You must look into the orb.
You know, straight out of a sci-fi movie. You know, you must look into the orb. Yeah, if you want to, if you want to be, you know, if you want a life in the future world, which this devil is creating, all right, yeah, you're gonna have to be a world citizen. You're gonna have to have a world ID. You're gonna have to prove your personhood online. And this is just another way for Esau to expand control.
What's funny, though, is that most of us have already given up all of our facial biometric data to companies like Apple, Meta, and TikTok in a far less transparent way. After the orb verifies that you're a human, your identity is added to a list of verified humans. Then the WorldCoin app generates a...
Yeah, we don't need a computer to verify if we're human or not. We're human. All right. And see, this has a whole nefarious thing, because once essentially you concede to it, or you're allowing it to take your biometric information or data, they can do anything they want with your person. And again, you're talking about everything being online, from resources to information and all that stuff. So yeah, man, hopefully you understand, you know. Hopefully you can see how it could and will give this devil the power, you know, to you know, have control, and you know, you can connect it to the image of the beast and the mark of the beast, okay? Because though or the mark of the beast is going to be the main, in the near future, the main instrument of you being a world citizen and part of a system, all right? Their system, okay? Their new world, okay?
Zero knowledge proof to prove your identity without revealing any of your secret information. In theory, you could be totally anonymous on WorldCoin, but many are skeptical and think it's just laying the groundwork for a world currency that will be implemented by the upcoming One World government after the alien invasion of 2027, at which...
Yeah, and they throw that in there to, you know, kind of make it seem like malarkey, like it's a bunch of, you know, it's far-fetched stuff, you know, and they, you know, whether they kind of set up this, whatever they're going to set up to scare people into this thing. But we already know that that these individuals want to run the world. They want to take over the world. All right. And this is their plan to you know, to have everybody online and you know,
revealing any of your secret information. In theory, you could be totally anonymous on WorldCoin, but many are skeptical and think it's just laying the groundwork for a world currency that will be implemented by the upcoming One World government.
Right. Okay. Ultimately, this is the plan, all right? It's going to be a world currency that's issued by the One World government, all right? And the standard, and that's going to be, you know, it's going to lead into the mark of the beast, okay? Which without that world coin, you ain't gonna be able to buy any type of resource. And guess what? And you ain't gonna be using your phone no more to buy everything. All right, you're gonna be using that RFID chip to scan and you know, and have access to those resources. That's gonna be on everything, which is gonna be online. All right.
After the alien invasion of 2027, at which point they'll no longer scan our eyeballs, but instead use far more reliable alien probes. Oh my god, I just cracked the code. You can't spell probe without orb. I could be wrong here, but just to be safe, I'm going to stick with Monero for all my anonymous crypto needs. This has been the Code Report. Thanks for watching.
Right. So, I mean, there you have it. I mean, that's all I really had. I had a few precepts, you know. You know, Lord willing, it made sense, you know. So here I had Psalms 10, I think it's 7, but I'll hit the fine points. Psalms 10 and 8, he sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, and the secret places doth he murder the innocent. All right, and how are they going to murder you? All right, they're going to take away your right, all right, to life, all right, to live naturally, to, you know, you ain't gonna be able to go out and just, you know, use a currency to pay for items, you know, so they're gonna kill you in that way, so to speak. Okay. All right. And that's how they murdering the poor, because what they ultimately, this is gonna take you from, you know, living off the land and the way the Most High intended you to live. You know, it's gonna create you in their image for the world that they want. Okay, it says his eyes are privily set against the poor. All right, and we know the aim is to get as many souls as they can, and they're gonna start with the poor, because again, when they're dangling UBI and you can't go out to work, so how, if you can't work, you can't feed your family. Well, you won't be able to live anywhere. You won't be able to feed yourself, your family, and stuff like that. So that's, you know, you have that right there. So it says, verse 9, he lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. All right. So they're lying in wait, you know, with these incentives dangling over your head, you know. But ultimately, yeah, as soon as you opt in, well, that's going to make you part of their system, you know. And if you don't, they'll be able to cut you off regardless, you know. All right. So it says, he lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. And this whole system is a net. All right. It's a trap. Okay. All right. He croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. All right. And so they are crouching. They, here, let me do this. All right. Because their intentions is to what? Is to trap you. All right. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision. All right. Let's see here. Psalms 10 and 9 in NLT, like lions crouched in hiding, they wait to pounce on the helpless. Like hunters, they capture the helpless and drag them away in nets. You see, that's all this thing is. It's a net. It's a big trap. Okay? And it's going to lead you into their system. And hell, if you take what they're issuing, you're going to be at odds with the Most High, because the Lord did not intend for us to live this way. All right, because once you take on this beast system, you're going to defy all that is God. And truly, they're setting it up so that you will defy the Most High. All right, and you chose another God, which is Esau, Edom. So it says, their helpless victims are crushed. They fall beneath the strength of the wicked. Okay, the wicked think God isn't watching us. He has closed his eyes and won't even see what we do. Arise, O Lord, punish the wicked, O God. Do not ignore the helpless. All right, because this is how you're going to snare the majority of the world. Okay. And they're going to present it as the innovative, the thing that you need to be doing in the times that we're coming into. All right. Because the world is going to be under strain. It's going to be crisis at every end. And Esau is going to pretty much present himself as a hero. But the whole time he's looking to have authority over you like God. All right. Psalms 37. And I'll just hit the fine point. Here, let me see. Okay, here we go. Verse 12. The wicked plot against the just, and gnasheth upon him with his teeth. The Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. The wicked have drawn out the sword, and have bent their bow. And this thing is a sword, all right? Because this is going to lead you straight into captivity. You're going to be enslaved to this system that Esau is setting up, all right? To cast down the poor and needy, and to slay such as be of upright conversation. All right? Anybody that's speaking up against this devil, man, he has things in place to where, he can silence you. He can make life miserable. NLT says, verse 13 or verse 12, it says, the wicked plot against the godly. They snarl at them in defiance, but the Lord just laughs. All right, for he sees their day of judgment coming. The wicked draw out their swords and string their bows to kill the poor and the oppressed, to slaughter those who do right. All right, and this is really a war to eliminate the thought of God, the worshiping of the Most High, the reverencing of the Most High, the fear of the Lord. That's what this is all about, all right? To get you to take on him as God, or accept him as God. And that's just not what we're going to do, okay? But their swords will stab their own hearts, and their bows will be broken. It is better to be godly and have little than to be evil and rich. All right. That's what's going to come from this thing too. A huge divide, a huge wealth gap. All right. And while the poor is basically living on the crumbs that the elite allowed them to have through this UBI. Excuse me. It says, for the strength of the wicked will be shattered, but the Lord takes care of the godly. All right. So with that, Lord will, this is edifying. I got to cut it right now. You know, it's getting late, so hey, until next time I say shalom.